So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're not going to be discussing just one player. We are going to be discussing two midfielders who feature in this week's Team of the Week. And the two players I'm talking about are of course, second in form Milinkovic-Savic and first in form Kessie. Both of these players were heavily requested for me to review, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw them both in the same team and see how they do. But I didn't want to put them just, in a simple Serie A team, so as you'll see in a moment, I've created a bit of a hybrid. Anyway guys, before we continue, if you could leave a like on the video, that would be awesome. Comment below if you've used either of these informs and how they were for you. And if you got any questions or you want me to review anyone else, let me know in the comments. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the team that these two informs will feature in. So here is the backline. In goal, we've got Gnter. I haven't actually used him in this year's FIFA, well I hadn't up to this point. He's alright, not as good as I hoped, but he does an okay job. At right back, no, we're going to go left back first. We have got Jordan Lukaku. As you can see, I use him quite a bit, and the reason I use him is because he is one of the best left backs on the game. That's right. A player that low rated, I think, is one of the best left backs on the game. Next to him, Jonathan Tah, pretty solid centre back. He is there for chemistry. And then next to him is another player who has pretty much been put in for chemistry in the form of Vodosic. And then finally, at right back, we have Abate. And we all know that Abate is incredibly overpowered, and he's a pretty good right back in this game. I would have preferred to use Florenzi, but I couldn't get him to work for chemistry. Moving on into the midfield, as you can see at CDM, we've gone with Muriel. Right centre mid is in form Kessie, and at left centre mid is that second in form Milinkovic-Savic, and I really hope I'm getting his name correctly. Now we'll talk about the two informs more in depth as we get further on into the video, but for now we are going to be just flicking through the starting 11. Kessie, as you can see, has a pretty nice card, and as you can also see, he's really cheap too. I think he's an absolute bargain at that price. And then we've got Milinkovic-Savic, who also has an incredibly good looking card. However, he is nowhere near as cheap as inform Kessie. And to finish off the team, here are the attackers. On the right side, we've got Wilfried Zaha. At striker is Mr. Michy Batshuayi. And on the left edge is Eden Hazard. Yeah, I needed a hyperlink to complete the hybrid, so, I dropped 200k on a Hazard. Anyway guys, that is the team. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments. Now let's go take a more in-depth look at the two informs that feature in the squad. We'll start with inform Kessie, and we'll begin by talking about his pace, because 80 pace for a centre mid is freaking awesome. He's up and down that field very quickly, and those high work rates combined with the pace means that he is a pretty good box-to-box player. 88 attack position as well, that is very nice. 86 short passing and 82 long passes is pretty awesome. He's also got some decent dribbling attributes, 83 dribbling, 84 ball control, not too bad at all. But then we go to the physical attributes, and this is where this guy shines. He's strong, he's got 86 strength, he's got great stamina of 89, and he's 6 foot and has 81 jumping, so he does win plenty of aerial battles in the midfield. I also have to mention the 81 interceptions because he made plenty of them, and you'll see that in the clips. Don't take my word for it, wait until we get into the footage. So now let's take a look at second in form Milinkovic-Savic stats, and there are plenty of dark greens. Look at that shot power, boom! From distance, this guy can be a threat with that 97 shot power and 84 long shots. He's got some great passing stats too, with that 87 short passing and the 85 long passing. And on top of that, there's some nice dribbling attributes. But the 71 agility at the top of those dribbling attributes means that he doesn't feel as mobile on the ball as other players. Physically, just like inform Kessie, he's got great stamina and very good strength. Right then, the in-game clips are now going to roll in the background. It's a huge assortment of shots, passes, tackles and stuff like that. So it's not that entertaining to watch like compared to when I review a striker, because obviously they're scoring plenty of goals. But what I wanted to do with this video, because they're midfielders, is showcase how well rounded both of them are. So that means that a lot of defensive clips are going to feature. So, I guess we'll start talking about one of the players now, and we'll begin with inform Kessie. Now, as a whole, this guy impressed me. He's got high work rates, which in my opinion are perfect for a centre mid, and he does really well in both defence and attack. He uses that pace to his advantage, that 80 pace, which is very good for a midfielder. He tracks back and helps out in defence, and he goes forward when needed and gets involved in attacks. On the ball, I thought Kessie was really good. He's strong and's got decent ball control, and he shields the ball very well when needed. His shooting as a whole is pretty average, to be honest. Inside the box it's okay, but from distance it's pretty poor. His passing though, I liked, especially the short passing, and with him being up and down the field a lot due to them work rates, it's really easy to utilise those short passes in the form of 1-2s. Defensively, Kessie was great. He was always tracking back for me and made plenty of interceptions, and he also won plenty of aerial battles, and that was a huge bonus. Now let's switch over and chat about Milinkovic-Savic and his awesome looking second in form. And just to begin with, look at the card stats, they look incredible. So let's talk about his performance in game. Now obviously he's not as quick as Kessie, but he does have 76 pace, which for a centre mid is more than enough in my opinion. Positionally, I thought he was great, especially when going forward, but to my surprise, defensively he was positionally sound as well, and he tracked back a lot more than I expected from a centre mid with high medium work rates. When going forward, I just really like taking off shots with this guy because he gets so much power behind them, and even if he doesn't score, he normally forces a pretty good save from the goalkeeper. When you are taking shots from distance with this guy, always just go for power. Don't go for finesse, go for power, because his finesses from outside the box are nowhere near as effective, nowhere near as accurate, so, you know, you get the picture. Use that shot power, use it. When it comes to passing, he's very similar to Kessie, no complaints really. Short passing, long passing, either foot as well, he distributes the ball very well. And defensively, as I previously mentioned, he does an alright job. He won't sit back and intercept like Kessie, but what he does do is track back, and he uses that 89 strength to dispossess his opposition. And with this guy standing at 6'3" and having 88 jumping, as you can imagine, he's going to win plenty of aerial battles. And if you find him in the box and you can whip a ball into him, he's got 95 heading accuracy, so you could score some headers with this guy. And now we head into the summary, and I'll start by saying that both of these are very good centre mid options, but unsurprisingly I found the higher rated of the two cards to be the better, more complete player. But what I will say about Inform Kessie is he represents great value for money. The main difference between these two is that second in form Milinkovic offers more going forward, especially in the shooting department. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on these two brand new informs. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you want me to review anyone else from this week's Team of the Week, let me know who in the comments as well. If you could leave a like on the video, that would be great. Thanks for watching, and as always I will catch you in the next one.